Certified Wrestling Podcast. You know who it is. Certified Hustler, your host. We have a special guest here. The number one wrestler out of the top 50 in the independents across the country. He has been ranked number one by multiple outlets, including Certified Wrestling Podcast, Real Squared Circles. He's been voted number one indie wrestler by podcasts out of New York, New Jersey, New Hampshire, Dover, Delaware, Mississippi, Jackson, Alabama. And this is verifiable. You know me. I don't say anything that's not true. I don't know if he even knows that, but there's multiple outlets up. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, you're ranked number one as free agent in a lot of people's polls. And I think I have you ranked number one for sure. I have you ranked number one, and then I have a couple people out there. I don't need to go down my list. Bully Ray, you, Matt Cardona, Niles Plunkett, Miranda Gordy's boyfriend.
Love Niles Plunkett.
Niles?
We've had some real good matches.
Dude, he's the best. Dude, that's the most beautiful drop kick in the business. Harley race trained. Yeah, you're a Kansas City guy. You probably ran around with Attila Khan, and
I don't think he was actually a Harley race guy. He was a Sonny Myers guy.
But Sonny Myers sent him to Harley race when Sonny Myers was passing away.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, he sent him to Harley, and at the end, Harley trained him. So he became a Harley guy. He's more of a Sonny guy, but at the end, he went and got trained by Harley. And just like you probably got trained by multiple people as well. Who did you get trained by?
So I started getting trained by Pat Tanaka, and then I went and was trained by the WWE Performance Center. So that's like Bill DeMott, Billy Gunn, Norman Smiley, a lot of other coaches. Nick Dinsmore, who was Eugene. Oh my God, he taught me so much.
Love him.
And then like you go, I feel like it's one of those things you kind of go on and you never stop learning, you know?
Because you're still learning. I know that. I've seen you in a few matches live and this weekend at St. Louis Anarchy, and I notice you, like, I'm a smart wrestling fan, and if you watch my videos, I call out moves and stuff. It's weird. And so I've seen you, like, change your style in different, I would say, territories or different promotions. You wrestle differently, and you could tell that you're learning.
Oh, well, yeah, you know, the number one rule of communication is know your audience.
You better believe it. And so who was in your class at the Performance Center?
Oh, man. Well, Angelo Dawkins and Sawyer Fulton. Dawkins is still on, and he's still on TV.
Love him.
Impact. We were, or now I think he's Madman Fulton in Impact. The three of us lived in an apartment together, in a tiny apartment in Tampa together. It was so messy all the time. Other people in the class were like Sasha Banks, the Revival or FTR, Chris Hero.
You were in a hell of a class.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Chris Hero was awesome. He's still like like somebody who I really lean on a lot for advice and stuff like that.
Right. Everybody wants to talk about that OVW, or what was that OVW where John Cena and Flash Flanagan and Randy Orton and them came out of?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So everybody wants to talk about that class. That class you just mentioned, man, that's right up there with it. Those names. Yeah. I'm listening. Dawkins, was he as athletic then as he is now, or is that something he gained?
I think he always had that athleticism. I think he just knows how to like target it more now, you know, like he knows where to put all that, like he knows where to put all of it into, I guess is the best way to put it. But yeah, he's always been athletic.
Right. And you know what? And this isn't about them. Were they? I don't watch mainstream. Were they the Street Profits or something like that?
Yeah, Profits.
Okay, so I thought his buddy, Bianca Belair's husband, I thought he was going to be the star, right? In the beginning?
Yeah. It's
Dawkins.
See, Dawkins is always the star to me because he's my buddy. So whenever I'm watching, I'm watching both of them, but you know, like I'm always just like, here, Docs.
Right. I could see him going on to like Intercontinental Champion, you know, whatever other champions they have, but I could see him doing some big things in singles, to be honest with you. The way wrestling is moving in the mainstream direction into the inner city and the hip hop world, I could see that happening. You see all the main characters on NXT is like pop culture. They got like mafia, they got Colombian cartels, you know, like being told by a story by a 70-year-old white man. but for some reason it works. Some reason it works. But so you got started about how long ago? 11, 12 years ago?
About 10 years ago.
About 10 years ago? You're 6'7"? You're 6'7"?
6'5".
6'5". How much you weigh?
240.
You're an all-pro athlete in college. What sports did you play in college, and what college did you attend?
So I wrestled in college. I went to a college called Chadron State. It's in northwest Nebraska.
Stop there. You were actually considered one of the top 5 wrestlers in the nation while you were wrestling. Don't just limit it. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
I don't want to live in the past though. You know, I'm always looking for the future.
No, I hear you, but that's a big accomplishment. Go ahead. So I know you were a accomplished wrestler, but you were also accomplished at what else in college?
In college? I don't know, man. I was
Were you more athletics in high school?
In high school, I played football too. I was probably a better high school football player than I was wrestler.
Really? But you wrestled in college.
Yeah, because I like how in wrestling it's all on you. Like there's nobody there to lose the match for you. But there's nobody there to win the match for you. It's either you get all the glory or you get all the disappointment.
Absolutely. And you don't have to you could be a superstar and just be so. Yeah, I get it. It's you. It's on you. I like that about you. And so you went from there, and what made I guess it was your size and something else. Was the first thing you thought about after being an amateur wrestler was professional wrestling? Was that the first thing, or how this happened?
So going to college in Northwest Nebraska, there isn't any independent wrestling or anything like that. I was always a big pro wrestling fan. Like that's how I got into amateur wrestling, is because from watching
Right.
I was like, this is cool. And I was all pissed off I was in a ring when I was a kid there, when I first went to kids wrestling practice.
Right.
Yeah. And so I actually had one MMA fight in college. I was 1-0.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I was just going to fight MMA after college. And then I got offered a tryout at the national tournament by Jerry Briscoe, a WWE tryout. And so I went to the WWE tryout, and they said no, they didn't sign me. The only thing I did good was my promo. That was it. And
I just seen Jerry Briscoe in St. Louis a few weeks ago.
Oh man, next time you see him, tell him that you know me.
I will. He was there for the Attila Khan versus Trevor Murdoch match.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was at the St. Louis Hall of Fame. They inducted Sam Munchnick. You know about the Wrestling at the Chase guys. Larry Matisick, one of the Joe Jericola, however you say his name. One of the Italian brothers.
My dad was from St. Louis, and so he used to always tell me about watching Wrestling at the Chase when he was a kid. He used to tell me about how St. Louis wrestling was.
It was if you can make it in professional wrestling, and still to this day, if you can make it in St. Louis or Philadelphia, you can make it anywhere in the world in wrestling. You know what I mean?
Those are the toughest places.
Toughest places to get over because they're smart fans. The history, there's been more world title changes that have happened in St. Louis than anywhere in the world. You can Google it. You know, NWA just had.
I'm from a place that has no wrestling culture. Colorado has only had one major title change ever, and it was like WCW in the early 2000s. So like WCW on the way out.
Were you a WWE guy, WWF guy? Your age, you're younger, huh?
We were a WWF household for sure.
Yeah, there you go. Me too, for sure. WCW to me is like AEW now. So you're a free agent. ROH closes. I mean, you're getting into wrestling. You decide to become a wrestler. Let's take some steps back.
I gotcha.
Okay, you went to MMA. You did 1-0, and then so how did you get? You met Jerry Briscoe, and what happened? You went to NXT. They turned you down.
So he was at the national tournament, and he was trying to cool it there, buddy. He was at the national tournament, and he was trying to he's scouting wrestlers to like offer contracts to or offer tryouts to come down to FCW at the time.
Okay.
Cool. Sorry, my dog Draper's going crazy back here.
Do we have a lot of animals on this podcast? I love it.
So they brought me down to Florida for a tryout, and I only did my promo. My promo was the only thing that was good. Everything else was bad. They signed me. But I realized, like, Jerry told me, he's like, yeah, if you want to move to a city and join a wrestling school, like, that's kind of how you get into it. And so I was like, oh, hell yeah. And I was living in Northwest Nebraska at the time. I grew up in Colorado. And so I moved to Denver by the end of the week. I moved to Denver like 4 days later. I was like, I'm
right.
Going to wrestling school. And
what school was it?
I don't even remember the name because it closed on me. It closed, like, my first day was like their last day open. So then I met Pat Tanaka. Oh yeah. Then I met Pat Tanaka. He trained me 7 months, I think. And then I got offered another tryout, and I got signed to NXT. Then I spent 2 years in NXT. After that, I went back to Colorado. I spent like a year and a half in Colorado. That takes us to like 2016. NWL started, and that moved me back from Colorado to Kansas City. And that's when I started. My first experience with wrestling around St. Louis was the NWL STL days, and I didn't know anything about St. Louis wrestling. Like,
I remember those days.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about like kind of like just kind of like I didn't like what you said about the fans and stuff. Like, I didn't realize how badly NWO was going to be perceived there by those fans at the first part, because it meant that people loved Anarchy, and it meant that Anarchy went away because they hired a bunch of the Anarchy guys, and they also hired Matt Jackson, who owned Anarchy, so he didn't have time to do both, or maybe he had a non-compete. I don't know, but right. I learned a lot from Matt Jackson also. Like, he taught me.
Is he a former wrestler?
Oh yeah, but okay. he helped me the most with my communication. I feel like I was very much in a mode of like, I don't know, my promos I didn't think were very thought out. It was like I was just always kind of trying to be funny, and there wasn't as much substance, and there was a lot of like serious stuff I did want to get across to people. I wanted to get across to people, but I don't think someone really showed me how to like break those walls down and confidently talk and tell people how I really feel, instead of just like, I don't know, being funny or always covering it up with something loud. And Matt Jackson brought that out in me.
Yeah,
and that's like, I feel like really like was one of the things I improved on the most in NWL. And then it closed, and I was like, oh man, I got to move again, because like every time I moved, I've had a lot of success. So I moved to Baltimore, and I was around Ring of Honor, and ended up getting a contract at I ended up winning the Top Prospect tournament, and that got me a contract at Ring of Honor, and the rest is brings us here.
You can't lie. Let me ask you this. So when Ring of Honor announced that they ended everybody's contracts, I watched you you were already doing independent scene in St. Louis still while you were with Ring of Honor, right?
I did a few shows. I did one Glory Pro show in Sauget. At Pops, maybe was the name of the club. It was like,
in Sauget.
Yeah, Sauget. I didn't realize that. I thought it was called Sauget.
That's the name of a famous family here. You got to get that right.
Watch my back the next time I'm in St. Louis.
That whole town is ran by Sauget. The mayor's last name Sauget. The police chief Sauget. The ladies in office last names are Sauget. Yeah.
So I did that show. I probably did some other stuff around St. Louis too. I can't remember. I was doing a lot of stuff in Minneapolis still for First Wrestling.
That's a good wrestling territory.
Oh, I love Minneapolis, man. I love going up to that area, like that Minnesota, like Minneapolis, Duluth, Fargo. I like that. I like wrestling in places where it's cold.
Yeah, a lot of history of probably the top 50 greatest wrestlers have come out of Kansas City, St. Louis, and Minneapolis.
I can believe that, especially Minneapolis with AWA, with Vern Gagne training all those guys. Yeah,
absolutely. But don't forget, Harley was a Missouri guy. You know what I mean? And the greatest on top of the world right now that's going to win the Royal Rumble this weekend, Cowboy Bob Orton Jr.'s son, Randy Orton. Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. is training people over here, by the way. So here's a plug for you. You guys want to go to a school to a person that's not going to rip you off? Look up Ace Academy, Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. You're not going to believe this when I tell you this. The man that is the father of a WWE legend, surefire Hall of Famer, probably going to end up being the greatest of all time when it's said and done of WWE. Randy Orton charges $25 a week to train you to be a professional wrestler in East Carondelet, Illinois.
Oh my God, that's amazing. I had no idea about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, and he'll wrestle you. He still wrestles. He'll get out there. He's in the 70s.
I feel like
Look it up, dude.
I have some wrestlers I want to text, and we need to take a road trip out there. Oh my God.
Yeah, he's trying to let us right over where you were by Anarchy.
By Anarchy, over there by Alton?
Uh-huh.
You know, a funny thing about Alton, the only time I had ever heard of Alton, Illinois before was my dad used to talk about the Alton Giant, because I guess there was some dude in Alton who was like 8 feet tall, like in like the 50s.
The Alton Giant was the world's biggest man, tallest man for the Guinness Book of World Records. Actually, it's a funny story where I'm not wearing one now, but you'll see me wear a lot of expensive hats, and I get them here's a plug, from Levine's over on Washington Street. They used to hand make his hat for him. It would take them 3 to 4 weeks to make his hat. It usually takes them a day to make a hat. 3 to 4 weeks to make his hat, dude. Yeah. There's pictures of him everywhere. The Alton Giant, the tallest man to ever live in the world, over 8 feet tall.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. There's a lot of stories about him. But Alton's got a lot of places, though. They got a casino. Isn't that where Fast Eddie's is over there?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, you need to check out Fast Eddie's, coldest beer in the world. They got 25-cent shrimp, $1 chicken kebabs, $1 steak kebabs. They got $3 quarter-pound cheeseburgers. Like, it's the best place.
Oh, that's cool.
Trust me, they own like 3 blocks. Like, that's how big of a place it is.
Damn,
they bought out businesses.
I'm in St. Louis.
Fast Eddie's.
Fast Eddie's.
Ask Jackson about it. He'll take you there. He should take the whole roster there. You guys are phenomenal. The best wrestler, you know me, man. I've seen you at Glory Pro. I travel NWA circuit. I was just up at Rocket Pro and Joliet watching Marche Rocket. I was just up in Pinfall Wrestling. I just emailed them about you in Springfield. It's called Pinfall Wrestling. And I was just up there. I've traveled everywhere. I've been to WWE 4 majors, Royal Rumbles, the Manias, Survivor Series, the SummerSlams. I've been to AEWs. There is nothing like the St. Louis, Kansas City independent circuit, man. I'm telling you. Huh?
I still live in Baltimore right now, and I love coming back. I love these trips like I had this last weekend where I wrestled St. Louis one day, Kansas City the other day. It's so, man, even the I-70 drive in between shows, like, man, it was everything about it. Like, I really enjoy it.
What do you think about the hood part in St. Louis when you come to I-70 and coming out of the ghetto?
Hey, man, I live in Baltimore.
All right. Yeah, I forgot. You know, probably over by North. What Mall? What's the name of that mall? Starts with an M.
In where?
In Baltimore.
Mall that starts with an M.
Madonna.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know anything about malls.
M.
I get all my I buy all my things off Amazon.
Right. I like Baltimore. It's a good little city. I'm a Philly guy. I like Philly wrestling. I'm a big Church's Money guy. I don't know if you know who that is. He's on NWA. You know who he is, Black G's?
Yeah. Right.
So I like him. He wrestles in Philly right now. He holds a couple straps, so I keep up with him.
Oh, cool.
Right. So the ROH, you're up. You're not a signed guy. You're a free agent, right?
Free agent. Yep.
And I think that's why you're number one on a lot of people's list. I was surprised to see you over Matt Cardona, but between me and you, I think the Matt Cardona thing has played its way out because he's in the NWA right now and it's not a needle mover for them. I think that was just a game changer thing. I think Matt Cardona shows up to St. Louis Anarchy, the building explodes. You know what I mean? I think he's like that kind of guy.
They explode. Well, I think there are a lot of crowds that would. I don't want to speculate on anything like that. I think Matt Cardona is really good, but I also view, and I think he's really good. He obviously draws like a ton for these promotions and stuff. And yeah, I never want to
No, I'm not getting you to say that. I'm saying right now there's a 400-seat stadium or 400-seat arena they're trying to sell out for the NWA, and Matt Cardona is on there. Matt Cardona's first pay-per-view is on there. There's still 123 seats still available. So that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking Matt Cardona is a taste for a certain wrestling crowd, is what I'm saying. And I don't know if it fits the NWA crowd. You know what I mean? He fits game changer to the T. He would blow the doors and the roofs off of St. Louis Anarchy. I'm just speaking of NWA. I think you're the type of wrestler that the NWA looks for. 6'7", 6'4", whatever you are. Everybody that wrestles in the NWA except Black G's, but he's wide as hell. Everybody in NWA is like a tight end. You know what I mean?
You're right about that.
Yeah, they're like the dude that's gonna beat you up at the bar at a fight. You know what I mean? You're not gonna wrestle them. I don't know if you've seen the end of the St. Louis Anarchy match. I don't know if it was a work or if it was real or what happened, but somebody charged one of the wrestlers and it got a little out of hand at St. Louis Anarchy at the end. And so, huh?
At the last St. Louis Anarchy show?
Yeah, I'll send you the footage. They actually asked me for the footage because I got the clean shot.
No idea about that.
Yeah, it was at the last match. The guy ran out on Billy Starks and Gary J and stomped him. And a fan ran from the back of the arena and up to him. And he pushed the hell out of him. Pushed him into me. I'm the one with the footage. St. Louis Anarchy emailed me and asked me if they could use my footage.
Wow.
So I'm going to send it to him. Yeah, because I got like the cleanest shot of it. I don't think it was a work, but a lot of people were saying it was a work. It looked real to me, dude. The way the dude pushed him, I felt it. And I wasn't like pushed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Send me that footage because I look forward to seeing that.
Oh, I'm going to send it to you. I got a lot of views. Speaking of views, you're trending on my YouTube right now. Dude, in 24 hours, I've gotten over 28,000 views for St. Louis Anarchy.
And that's awesome. That's really cool. That's a lot of views.
That is a lot of views, dude. You know what I mean? For Glory Pro, I got 102,000 views on one of your videos.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You showed me that. That's cool. That's really cool.
102,000.
102,000.
Yeah. I showed the Glory Pro management that they were like, whoa. I sent it to them in the DM. I talk to them guys all the time through DMs. Because dude, I'm that guy that everybody complains. The wrestling community is weird. You got your whiners and your complainers. There's some that's never happy. But I'm the guy that, like, you know, if I'm going to be a fan and I like DAK Draper as much as I do, and you know I do, I'm going to email and I'm going to spend my time and I'm going to be like, this is why you guys should have him. And I'm the guy they know that's going to travel 6.5, 7 hours to see you. So I figure maybe they'll listen to a guy like me that's going to travel. You know what I mean? So I'm constantly DMing and emailing organizations about different wrestlers. You're definitely one of them, you know? Oh, yeah. So I own my own organization. I own Certified Wrestling Agency. I have a bunch of wrestlers signed where I get booked. A lot of things I don't talk about, but I'm in the wrestling business, believe it or not. I do this podcast. It started out as I had 2 professional wrestlers working with me out of an organization I worked with. I decided to go my own way because the promoter told me I was getting too big for his company. He was a small company, which I understood. He couldn't afford to pay me. So I moved on. And so you see what I'm doing now, and I'm making more money at it.
That's awesome. Oh, man.
Right. And so for you, though, I want to know, I know your name recognition gets you the booking. You can be booked up all month long if you wanted to be off your name alone. What's in the plans for DAK Draper? Is it MLW? Is it NWA? Is it AEW? What is it?
The doors are wide open. I have no concrete plans right now, and
there's no offers, nothing.
Nothing that I can speak about right now.
I gotcha. So there is something. That's good to know.
There's nothing that I can speak about right now. There's nothing concrete. I just kind of look at like this spring as being a time where I really, where I'm kind of just like transitioning into whatever's next. And so I'm not like trying to force anything. I'm just wrestling, and I'm trying to wrestle as much as I can and have as much fun as I can and to get as good at wrestling as I possibly can.
And you're getting really good. Let me ask you a question. WWE is getting ready to be sold to Amazon and The Rock and the Khan guy. Okay, I'm gonna explain. What's his name? Not Tony Khan. What's Khan's name?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, the Khan that runs WWE. He was childhood friends with The Rock. People don't know this.
Yeah. I didn't
Oh,
know.
yeah. He was also Colin Farrell's agent, this Khan guy.
Wow.
Right, this guy's everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Who hated Triple H the most? The Rock. It's very well documented.
See,
It's
I
very
don't know.
well documented. Who has been let go from WWE and nobody's talked about it really? Triple H.
I didn't know
Who's
that.
looking for content for their streaming service and competing with Peacock? Amazon. Fox was gonna buy WWE 2 years ago, but the number was too much. So they bought the licensing fees instead for SmackDown. They were gonna buy the whole WWE, but instead they bought the licensing fees for SmackDown. Well, The Rock, Khan, and Amazon are about to buy WWE. If that happens, would you be interested in going back to WWE?
I'm always interested. But that'd be exciting. You know, there's so many exciting possibilities in wrestling. Like,
He bought XFL from Vince McMahon. The Rock.
Yeah. oh, the little kid in me, even the adult in me that loves like the Rock's movies and just like everything the Rock does. Like, I'd love to work with or for the Rock. I don't think there are many wrestlers. I don't think there are many wrestlers out there that wouldn't love that. You know.
Right. The rumor is he's going to fight Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, and by the end of the year, he'll be in a feud with McMahon, and then he'll take in a storyline take over ownership. But it's a real life story.
That'd be really cool. I can't wait to watch it all unfold. But
That's going to be really cool.
in the vein of The Rock, I do need to get to the gym pretty soon because they're going to close in like 2 hours.
No, I understand that. Where can people find you on social media?
I'm most active on my Twitter and my Instagram, which is at Mile High Magnum, all one word. And tomorrow I'm about to release the designs of 2 T-shirts that I'm going to sell. I have a limited release on them. I only got 50 of each design printed up.
I want one of each, extra large.
All right, I'll post it up tomorrow. And I'm since they've had all this stuff like information getting stolen and stuff through these T-shirt printing websites and stuff. I'm just getting them all printed myself, and I'm just selling them all through PayPal. So yeah,
You PayPal?
Yeah, so I'm gonna put all the info out tomorrow, and
You're not on Pro Wrestling Tees or nothing like that?
I am on Pro Wrestling Tees, but I'm just not this design. I'm just doing a really limited run of it, so I'm not putting.
I want one of each of those extra large. I'll pay for them over PayPal. And also one more thing, where can we find you coming up in St. Louis again?
In St. Louis, I don't have anything booked at the moment in St. Louis right now, so probably nothing in February or March. Hopefully I'll be out there in April, but we'll see.
But Anarchy runs in March, right?
Yeah, they do, but we haven't talked about me coming out there yet. I think typically we like to do, if I come out there, I'll come out for, they'll bring me out for one of the St. Louis shows or one of the Kansas City shows and have Anarchy the next day. So it's only 2 flights it's only 2 flights for 2 shows instead of 2 flights for 1 show.
Does Anarchy have a Kansas City Anarchy?
No. But like if Journey Pro or Dynamic Wrestling Federation in Kansas City, if they're running the same weekend, that's typically when I think I'll be on St. Louis show.
I get it. All right. Well, dude, I appreciate you stopping in. Like I said, this dude is on the #1 list. You guys need to follow him. He's all over YouTube. He's everywhere. He says he's the most handsome man in professional wrestling. Look at the guy. All right, brother. Thank you for showing up. And until next time, have fun.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Yes, sir. Thank you.